Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at the Atraxa killing floor. Don't sit next to Blood Artist. Seriously, don't. Don't sit next to him. He's way too excited, more than a human or a vampire should be, at the Atraxa killing floor. There's just so much blood, and he gets so excited. And let's resolve our opening hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. Opulent Palace, Vampiric Tutor, Temple Guard. Maybe we can go for a little Life from the Loam action. Yeah, we're going to keep on this one. We got some Sram action. I'm actually excited about that. It's one of those commanders. I almost kind of built him, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to go with. But I'm excited to play against him. And then let's see. I'm sort of getting down right now. Quite a spike. Okay, let's get a little Voltron action. And then I'll cover what we got going on as far as the deck and the commanders go in just a second. Let's go and get this Opulent Palace down. We'll see what we draw. Immortal Servitude. Okay, let's go and get the Palace down, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So we're playing Atraxa, Killing Floor. She has Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. And then at the beginning of your instep, Proliferate. Playing against Sram. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. So we got a little Voltron action over there. But yeah, as far as my Atraxa deck, this is straight 4-color Aristocrats. There's just not really a good Aristocrats commander out there. I mean, there's a few of them are out there, but like going 4-color just really opens it up. And when I was going to build Atraxa, I just didn't really want to just do like Super Friends or Counters Matters again. So I ended up just going with this nice little Aristocrats deck we have. Okay, let's see. Do we want to Vampiric Tutor right now? So as far as what we got, we can Vampiric Tutor for Life from the... I think we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get the... we'll have black off that. We'll go and get the Temple Garden down into play tapped. And then we have an Underground Sea to play. And then we'll Vampiric Tutor for Life from the Loam. Since we already have Rally the Ancestors in our hand, it's going to be a good way for us to kind of get our graveyard up and running. And let's see. Actually, excuse me one second. Sorry about that. I've been recording for a good little chunk right now, so my voice is a little tired, so I had to take a drink of tea. But yeah, so the main thing that we're trying to do with this deck is get a bunch of creatures into our graveyard. We can cast them, get them onto the battlefield, and if we can get a sack outlet, we can kind of sacrifice them to get them into the graveyard. But our end game is to basically just get as many creatures in the graveyard as we can, and then bring them back and use a sack outlet like Viscera Seer or Bloodthorn Vampire. And then bring everybody back and kind of close the game out that way. So let's go ahead and fire this Vampiric Tutor off. And yeah, I think we will go for Life from the Loam. Where are you? There you are. Well, we could go for a Mulch. We'll get ahead on lands. No, I like the Dredge option. Let's go for Life from the Loam. We'll get that on top, cast it on an empty graveyard, and then we can start dredging. We're actually doing pretty good as far as Aristocrats stuff go. I'll get down to Underground Sea and I'll kind of cover what we got going on. So we do have Buried Alive. So we're basically going to use Buried Alive to find a sack outlet and 2 Blood Artist type effects. We have Zulaport Cutthroat, and we also have Blood Artist in here. And we also have Renegade Doppelganger in the hand. So if we can somehow get a sack outlet onto the battlefield, we can sacrifice Renegade, get it into the graveyard. And then basically each creature that we sacrifice, that's going to be 3 Blood Artist triggers. So we'll kind of get into a spot. And actually, let me grab my calculator. It's a little bit easier to do Aristocrat math on the fly with the calculator. We're looking at 37 divided by 3. We're looking at about 12 creatures. If we can get 12 or 13 creatures in the graveyard, we should be able to kind of close it out. So hopefully we hit some good dredges off this Life from the Loam. We can kind of get that up and running. And then, yeah, go for the Buried Alive. We're also running some other creatures in here, like Geist Honored Monk. So enters the battlefield. We're going to create 2/1/1 flying spirit tokens. And that's also going to count into our total creature count as far as trying to close the game out. But yeah, man, I love Aristocrats. It's when I was building Yahini recently, it's so easy to go Yahini like Aristocrats, like Mono Black. And I almost did, but I've got way too many Aristocrat decks on my channel, so this is kind of mainly why, if you're wondering why I did go Aristocrats with the Atraxas, because this will be my official Aristocrat outlet. That way, because like I built a Loro Aristocrats, and it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But having access to green really kind of opens the deck up, so, and you can just keep adding pieces to it as magic cards get printed. So, all right, let's go and dredge this Life from the Loam, see what we get. Polluted Delta, and then Dark Confidant, Hollowed Spirit in the graveyard. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and go Life from the Loam on the Polluted Delta. We're going to get back that Polluted Delta. We'll go ahead and crack it. And then we'll go and get down a Renegade Doppelganger, and then we can just use Renegade Doppelganger as like a chump blocker on our opponent. We do need to grab another white source to keep up with that, to keep up with the Rally the Ancestors over there. We've already got green. Yeah, we'll go and grab a Tundra. Actually, let's grab a Hollow. No, yeah, let's go and grab a Tundra. And then we'll go and get down Renegade Doppelganger. And then we can just chump block, and then we can get down to Atraxa, kind of stabilize, and still keep dredging. So, looking at the sweet spot, usually if you're going to fire off Rally of the Ancestors to kind of close the game out, we're looking to rally for around 5. 2 for the mana, and then X is going to be 5. So we need to kind of get it to about 7 mana. There will be some times where we can do it at 5 total mana, with like X being 3, and we can bring a lot of creatures back. But if we want to hit the Geist Honored Monk and we get it into the graveyard, that's definitely something that we'll have to go for 5 to get that, because she's going to count as 3 creatures. So, actually, excuse me one sec. Okay, yeah. Like I like to drink tea whenever I'm recording, and I go back and I listen to the audio, and I can hear myself drinking. So I've learned to mute the mic whenever I take a sip. But yeah, this is pretty good, and we still have access to Buried Alive. We'll fire that one off. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the name of the game. As far as like more milling action in the graveyard, I'm pretty sure we have Mesmeric Orb. We have stuff like Glimpse the Unthinkable, where we can target ourselves and mill ourselves for 10. That's glimpsing yourself for 10 is one of the funniest things you can do in Magic, at least in paper Magic. Like I would take my Soul Type. Ooh, we got Nahiri coming in. Okay, create a 1/1 Core Spirit token, Core Soldier token. Put in equipment. Okay. We can get around that. But yeah, so I play like a Sultai Vengevine, and I took it to Friday Night Magic one time, and the look on my opponent's face when I say glimpse myself for 10, and it's just like this kind of like, okay, he's doing it on purpose, but this doesn't sound like it's going to be good for me. And then the jig was quickly up whenever you just saw a bunch of Vengevines in the graveyard. But yeah, that's one of the funnest things you can do in Magic is casting Glimpse on yourself. Alright, so we got Sram coming in hot. Let's double check the artifacts. So create a core and then sword search for land. Okay, so we're going to be able to chump block with Renegade Doppelganger. Let's get his weird shaped body in the way. Sram's going to run over him with those Captain's Claws. I bet he's pretty, he looks like he'd be pretty squishy. Squishy little dude over there. All right, let's go ahead and dredge again. Just silly. And ooh, we hit Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere too. Let's go ahead and let's go for another Life from the Loam. That way we can keep up with our land drops. That's going to come back, and we're only at 3 commander damage, so we're not really under a huge pressure. And here he's going to be ultimate for 10, so we've got some time on this one. Let's go ahead and fire this Buried Alive off. Let's crack this Polluted Delta. Go and grab a black-green source. Let's grab a Bayou on that one. Let's go and fire off Buried Alive. Hitting that Zulaport was really good because we can grab another Blood Artist effect in there. And then I'll kind of re-rack on our Aristocrat math in just a second. So we're going to grab Blood Artist. We need a Sacrifice Outlet. Let's go ahead and grab we'll go and grab Carrion Feeder. I thought I had Viscer. There he is, Viscer Seer. Definitely, if you can grab a sack outlet, you always want to go for Viscer Seer because it just has that scry action and it costs 1. So we're going to get Viscer Seer into the graveyard, Blood Artist, and we need to grab one more Falcon Rat Noble. There we go. All right, so we're going to have some really stout, pretty stout creature count in there. Might be able to kind of close it out next turn, possibly. Let's kind of re-rack on what we got as far as creatures-wise. So we do need to, if we're going to hit Falcon Wrath coming out, we're going to need to hit, make one more land drop. Yeah, we can make the land drop next turn off Rally, and then be able to hit 4. So we're looking at total creatures. Let me grab my pen, too. So as far as creatures in the graveyard, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 creatures in the graveyard. 4 of those are going to be Blood Artist effects in Falcon Wrath, Blood Artist, Renegade Doppelganger, and Zulaport. So we're looking at 4. It's going to be 3 other creatures times 4. It's going to be 12 total triggers that we're going to have. We'll hit this dredge and we hit a few more just bodies. I think we might be able to close it out. Or we can go for Geist Honored Monk, get into the graveyard if our opponent's going to be swinging in. That'll definitely add the creature count. We also have Hollowed Spirit Keeper. So when it comes into the battlefield, or whenever it dies, we're going to create X 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So basically, we can get Hollowed Spirit, be one of the last things that we trigger. Get that trigger, we sacrifice, and then we'll get that onto the battlefield. And then we'll be able to sacrifice Hollowed Spirit at the end. So we're looking at an extra 3 over there. I think we might be able to close it out with that Hollowed Spirit trigger. Possibly, we'll see. If we hit a few more creatures of this Life from the Loam, we may end up going for it. Or worst comes to worst, we'll just get down Geist Honored Monk to be a nice little chump blocker. And then we can kind of rally from there. And let's kind of see what's going on. So we got these Spectre Ward on Sram over there. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has protection from all colors. Okay. I think we might be able to get out from underneath this one. Let's get his triggers on the stack, or opponent's triggers on the stack. Yeah, talk about Captain's Claws over there. Putting in some work, man. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 white core ally that's tapped and attacking. Awesome commander card. It reminds me of, I think it's a Graft Harvest. It's the 1-mana zombie enchantment. Basically, it gives your zombies menace. So, pretty cool. And we are at 12, so we'll definitely go for a rally during our opponent's turn. And this one dredges Life from the Loam. Didn't hit any more creatures. Okay. So we're going to shock this in. We're going to be able to rally for 4. Yeah, let's go and shock it in, and we'll rally during our opponent's turn, kind of set up some blocking. And then we'll do it during our opponent's turn, too. Well, they're tapped out, so in case they have any type of Path to Exile type action, and then we have Immortal Servitude doing clean up on the 2 slot. Yeah, let's go and go for some quick rally action. No, he's got 1 card in hand. We'll do it in response to blocks. Protection from all... No, let's go and go for it right now. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure we set it up correctly. Yeah, we'll go and do it on our post turn. Sorry about that. It's been a long day at work, and then now I'm thinking about it. We'll do it in response to them attacking, and that way we can declare some blockers and really kind of stop that damage from coming in. So that'll be good. Okay, so we got Rose Gloves coming in. Yeah, between the Hallowed Spirit and then Immortal Servitude next turn, because we have Blood Artist, Dark Confidant, and a few other ones. We've got 2 creatures at the slot. Yeah, we'll make it work. Alright, and then we got Hyena Umbra coming in at +1/+1 and First Strike. And whenever they attack, we'll go and fire the Rally the Ancestors off, declare blockers, and then we'll kind of stop that. We're still going to have Sram coming in as far as commander damage, but at 9 and just +2/+. So basically, swinging in for 6 is going to be yeah, just 5 more commander damage. Will put us at 15 commander damage. So. And then I think Rogue's Glove, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Now they are going to have the armor trigger, destroy target permanent. So whenever it attacks, we'll do it in response to that. That way we have enough mana to get down the Falconwrath Noble. Okay, yeah, I like that. So we're going to swing in, get that trigger coming in. And then we can declare Falconwrath Noble a blocker after that trigger goes on the stack. Let's see who's swinging in. But yeah, we're at 5, 6 total. Okay, there we go. Got the triggers on the stack. Got the sword trigger, the armor trigger, and more than we only have 1 destroy target permanent. We only have 1. We have lands out there, so they're gonna have to destroy land. Okay, so we got the armor trigger on the stack. Let's go and fire this. We'll go and let the ally get out there, get the sword trigger to resolve, and then we'll go and fire this Rally the Ancestors off. So we're looking at double white. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. That's going to bring everybody that's a 4-drop out of the graveyard. And we're also going to have the Fabricate 2 from the Visionary Augmenter. Yeah, we might be able to close it out now. Okay. So let's go and get the Renegade triggers on the stack. And then we'll get the Visionary trigger, get the creature on the stack after the trigger on the stack after these. And you're pretty much always with the Augmenter, you're going to choose the 2 servo tokens. Okay, so we've got the Renegade trigger. Okay, targeting the servo. We don't want it to become that. That one's targeting. Yeah, Renegade Doppelganger is kind of a little bit of a kind of troublesome card online. And then Falconwrath Noble. Yes, we're okay with that. So we're going to use Renegade's trigger with Viscera Seer. We're going to start sacrificing some creatures. Not going to use that one. No. No. Alright, so they're destroying the Opulent Palace. Poor little Sultai Palace. Very nice place to wander around. Okay, so let's go and declare some blockers. So we're looking at Falconwrath right there. Let's go and do one of the servo tokens. Actually, we'll do Renegade Doppelganger right there, because that'll be good for the 2 slot. And I think that's all who's swinging in. Okay, So we're going to, before we go to combat damage, we're going to start activate Viscera here. So it's going to sacrifice this servo token. So we're going to get 4 triggers on the stack. Choose target player. And then we're going to go ahead and always yield to this one, always yield to the Falcon Wrath, always yield, nope, always yield, and always yield. Okay, so it's going to be 4 up top, we're going to gain 4. And once we sacrifice the Hallowed Spirit, that's going to be a few more creatures in the graveyard. I think we'll be able to, we'll kind of see if we'll close it out. We're going to get really, really darn close right now. I try not to bog my, let's go and get the Scry action. Scrabland, we'll go and put that on the bottom. Alright, so let's activate Viscera here again on that servo token. Get those triggers on the stack. I don't know, we got a target with Falcon Wrath Noble. And Blood Arts, there we go. Put that on the bottom. Let's go and do it again. Sacrifice Blood, Dark Confidant. Thinking about Blood Artists now. We need to leave Blood Artists on the battlefield. Okay. And then let's go ahead and sacrifice the Visionary Augmenter. Choosing him, choosing our opponent, choosing our opponent. There we go. Oh man, I love me some Aristocrat action. So we're going to get the Scry going. Terramorphic Expanse, we'll put that on the bottom. Another Scry, but Overgrown to Man, we're just ripping some straight lands on that one. Let's see. Now if we that's been 1, 2 creatures in the graveyard so far. Let's go ahead and sacrifice the Falcon Wrath Noble. It's going to be 4 up top. That'll be 3 more creatures times 3. That's going to be 9. And then once we sack down the list, the Unhallowed, put that on the bottom. And then let's go ahead and sacrifice the Hallowed Spirit. Get those triggers. We're going to create those 1/1 White Spirit tokens. And then we'll go ahead and get 1 more Scry coming in. Fleshback, put that on the bottom. That's not really good with the whole board of creatures over there. And then we'll sacrifice these Spirit tokens. Yeah, we've got it. We've got it now. Yes, man. This is why I love Aristocrats, man. This is so fun to me. I do apologize if you are not an Aristocrat fan, but this is some good magic right here to me. We'll go sacrifice that Spirit token. Another creature that we have like Hallowed Spirit is the oh man, it's the bear. I cannot remember, but basically the we get to put bear tokens on the battlefield for each creature card that hit the graveyard. Falcon Wrath. Alright, opponent scoops it up. Yep, we hit the last triggers on the stack. But yeah, that's 4-color Aristocrats right there. It's using Sack Outlet and a bunch of creatures to your advantage and flipping the tables. We were at 10 and now we're at 42 and our opponent's down to 0 and still had a few more Blood Artist stuff to kind of clean up with. So, alright guys, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks guys.